Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, Ba'ashem HaRakah Kudash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone all well, and shalom to the whole full elect. This is Paya Allah, and title of this video will be determined upon upload, but it's based upon some events that transpired today, based around an event that transpired yesterday. Alright, that cataclysmic. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but it had a big effect, man. All right, and what I'm gonna speak upon is basically a vision, which I believe is a vision that an individual, which is quite deep and quite spiritual, spoke to. All right. So yes, let's get to the point. So what happened yesterday? So this is from the Independent or iNews.co.uk. Title of the article is Blood Moon Meaning Explained, what a total lunar eclipse is and what time to see it in the UK tonight. Alright. So it says when the Earth's shadow falls upon the surface of the moon during a lunar eclipse, it can sometimes dim it or even turn it red. So let's get to the point. Alright. So it says, what time is a lunar eclipse? So it says, according to the time and date.com, people in the UK should prime themselves for an early start as the lunar eclipse will begin at 2:32 on Monday, 16th of May. All right. There are three phases to the eclipse: the penumbral, the partial eclipse, and the full eclipse. The entire eclipse will last for more than 5 hours and end at 7:50 a.m. All right. The Royal Observatory, which is even deep because that's around the time when this vision was told, all right, during the time of this actual event, all right. The Royal Observatory in Greenwich says the full eclipse will occur just before 4:30 a.m. This is crazy, man, because it was near that area as well, man. That's crazy, all right. See how crazy it gets. This Lord is out there, man. With UK stargazers able to see the spectacle from 2:32 a.m. to 5:10 a.m. The best time for people to see the full eclipse is between 4:29 a.m. and 5:06 a.m. However, the Met Office weather forecast does not look partially positive for the UK with cloud and even fog across. Blah, 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 blah. That's all the relevant stuff. If you're not able, well, it's relevant because even though it can't be seen, the effects can still be felt. All right, that's what you got to take from that. If you are not able to see it in the flesh, NASA will be live streaming the lunar eclipse on YouTube. On YouTube, while the Griffith Observatory, in Los Angeles, will also hosting a YouTube stream. According to space.com, the total lunar eclipse will be visible in parts of the Americas, Antarctica, Europe, Africa, the East Pacific, New Zealand, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. You know, see how they make a distinction of Europe and Eastern Europe, because, you know, through the spirit, most of the people in Eastern Europe belong to descendants of the Byzantine Empire, all right, and descendants of the Israelites, the Jake, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the remnants of the Northern Kingdom that stayed around, right, in the time of Second Ezra 13, okay, basically ruling during the time in Europe, all right, where Esau, makes a distinction between the two. And just being over here in Europe, there's a big difference in spirit. And even their women are like so-called Edomite women, but they're built like Jake, man. That's all I'll say on that. All right. So now this is the point. If, as we know, the lunar activity has effect on the people, all right, but also is prophecy within the Bible, all right, that these things would happen. Now, let's get to it. Oh man, it's bugging. Let's do this. All right. So the book of Acts, the second chapter, 17, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Lord, the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh." All right, what's the spirit of the Most High? All right, it would be the spirit of prophecy through Yahushua, His word. All right, which is the spirit of prophecy. All right, Yahushua embodies that Revelation 19 testimony. Of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so it says, "I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh," and that's why it goes on to say this, "And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." Now, this individual, I believe she's a Jake, right? White Jake, Cockney, all right? Original, old school East End Cockney, all right? Cockneys are of a group, an ethnic group within, you could say it's an ethnic group within the UK of so-called white people, all right? That the distinguishing factor, when you go into it, it says anyone that can hear the Bow Bells, all right, which is the bells of Bow's church or cathedral, is a Cockney. So really, it's EastEnders for the most part. Over here, we got a sitcom or a soap called EastEnders, and it's just, if you want to get an idea what Cockneys are, just watch that. All right, that'll give you a true insight into Cockneys. And then you got East End movies. Guy Ritchie makes them. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch. Even you had King Arthur. They were speaking Cockney in that movie, which I'm sure they weren't speaking no Cockney back then. All right, but that just shows you how much the culture Guy Ritchie forces, to the forefront. That's their pride and joy. All right. So anyway, verse 18, and on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. All right, that's just deep, man. And I will show wonders in heaven above. See, and it coincides one with another, and this is why it's deep. Let's read on. "And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and notable day of the Lord come." Right, what did we see? We saw this. Let me quickly play this. Super flower moon. All right, that's enough. Okay, so reading on, it says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and notable day of the Lord come." All right, man, shit, that just took me back. I'm gonna quickly say this, man, because I've never understood this, whether it was a dream or whether it's true. All right, and I've never, even till now, I'm probably gonna do research into it. It's in the 90s, like mid 90s. Well, I must have been like 7 years old or so, and there was a total eclipse. Now I'm saying I believe it was a vision because my brother. I'm gonna do my research anyway, but it was like a total. No, it was a solar eclipse in the 90s in the UK, and basically what happened was the moon turned into the sun, and it's like everyone woke up and ran outside and was playing, and then it basically went back to nighttime, and then everyone kind of went back, and I woke up. I don't like, to me it was a weird dream, man, because it's like I remember everyone was playing out. Everyone, these times I was living on a council estate, projects for you brothers all across the pond, all right, blocks of flats, and everyone came out to play. But that's kind of like the similar kind of thing. But anyway, before the great and noble day of the Lord come, And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Right, now this is the point. I read the point already. That it says the moon and the moon into blood before the great and noble day of the Lord come. So now I'm gonna get straight into this vision. Now this vision comes from an older, well, she ain't older, she like mid-40s, so-called white woman, Cockney East Ender. Funny enough, she grew up down the road from where I grew up in my younger years. All right, so that's even crazy. I'm sure she knows my family, because she's a contemporary of them. But this is the point. Her name is I'm just gonna say, for the sake of the video, it's Pauline. All right, a variation of the name Paul. That's a feminization of the word Paul. All right. So her name is that name. All right. And this girl is a chatterbox. When I tell you a chatterbox, she don't stop talking. You could be talking to her. She could ask you a question. You're answering the question. Then she will override you and start talking about herself. Something relatable to the fact. And it's crazy, man. Chatterbox. All right. Even she was giving everyone nicknames. And her nickname was Big Mouth. Now that's spiritual. Because if you know the name Paul in the Hebrew goes back to the Lashwan Kodash, Paya Allah. All right. Which means mouth of power or mouth of God. Right. So, in her case, you'll definitely be mouth of power, but in the case, the scenario that I'm presenting now is the mouth of the Most High portion, because her and her chatterbox self, she couldn't help herself. She was telling a story. The story was crazy. I didn't even listen to her because she just chats. She natters on all the time, man. You don't listen. You got to turn off to deal with people like that at certain points. But basically, she told a story. Then she said, yeah, I don't know, it's probably the full moon or something. Then I was like, when she said that, it kind of jogged my conscience, because I was like, raw, you know what? I said, it was meant to be a super blood moon or something. Like, because I totally forgot about it. I remember I saw it, but it kind of slipped my mind. So instantly I looked it up, Googled it, and when I clocked, I said, what did you say? What was that dream you had? So she told her dream, all right? Even I'm going to look up a portion of it. I don't want to do it now because it might bait up the area that I'm talking about. And I'd rather not. I'd rather post it down on the board if it's relevant. Now, what happened in her dream, all right, vision, which is a heavy spiritual vision, man. Remember, this woman's name is a feminization of the word Paul. Paya Allah. Paya Allah. Or however you make it, a feminine form of Paya Allah or Paul. All right. So basically, her dream was, all right, that she said it was the moon or something. And the nature of her dream was that she said the Russians invaded the UK. All right, that was her dream. And if you know anything about the news right now, that you got Russia threatening the UK. But it's a crazy turn of events, all right, in a dream. Because she said there were tanks up and down the road. You couldn't go nowhere. It was crazy. That's what she was saying. Now, when I'm hoping I'm telling it in the chronologic form, but I'm saying it through the spirit. So that's what she said. Then she said she saw her mum jump on the tank and say, "Come on, Paul. Oh, come on, Paul. Jump on it. Let's go. Come on, Pauline, let's go." And she was like, "Nah, I'm not jumping on it." She was scared, innit? So then she said she woke up. So that was ultimately the dream, all right? Now, the spiritual takeaway is obviously, her name, being her name. But then also, like I said, she's East End Cockney. If you know anything about the Cockney lot, their pride and they are proud English, all right. United Kingdom representatives to the 10th power, all right. They're all about their pride and joy as their country, okay. Now the fact that her mother jumped on the tank of the Russians is spiritual to me, because the takeaway I took from that was England. being the mother of America, all right, and the prophecy to come, all right, because she said the Russians invaded the UK, but her mum, and I'm sure her mum don't like no Russians, right? If you were to ask her right now, that'd be something I could even ask her. And I know, I'm sure without a doubt that she's probably she ain't fucking with Russia for shit. But the fact that she jumped on it, I took it as a spiritual giveaway of the spirit. So let me first read this, and then I'll move into the prophecy of Revelations, because this dream to me is highly prophetic of things to come. All right, and it's the fact that it happened on a blood moon, and she actually made note of. Yeah, it's probably that to me was spiritual, because that was the thing that just made me say, what the fuck? Like, you're prophesying right now, all right? It jogged my memory. Like, the spirit slapped me in the face, all right? I said, wait, yo, catch what she's saying. So this is Jeremiah 51 and 20. And it reads, it says, no, sorry, 50 and 20. It says, 50 and 12, Salakia. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, and the dry land a desert. All right? So the point being the mother being ashamed of you. All right? And we're going to see for what reason the mother's going to be ashamed. So let's get in the book of Revelations, 17th chapter. Am I right in the 17th? Yep, 17. I'm going to start from verse 10. So it reads, it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. All right, so the 7 kings is dealing with, the Rome, going back to the European nations, all right, speaking to the same 7 kings that would be, of the beast in the future, but with the previous names like the Gauls, the Vandals, I believe, various different names, which at the moment I don't have them they escape my mind right now. But those are the ones that are fallen. The one that is being a Roman Empire, and the other is not yet come, being the United Kingdom. All right. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. All right. So the beast that was and is the 8th. So that's what the reincarnation of the Roman Empire coming back again. And even number 8, the biblical numerology, they say, means double mercy, because the number 4 means mercy, because the Lord was risen on the 4th day. So you add you add 4 and 4, you get a double mercy. And the fact that Esau gets a second hand of rulership is a mercy unto him, because he's going to only be destroyed forever. All right. And is of the 7. All right. Is of the 7. All right. Who's the 8th that's on the 7th? As I said, the Roman Empire being regenerated again, but it's talking about America, all right, being of the United Kingdom, all right, which is the 7th, and goeth into perdition, all right, to be destroyed, all right, the son of perdition that's spoke of by Paul in the book of Thessalonians. Verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, all right, the EU, the European Economic Community or Committee, which is known as the EU, European Union, which is expanded into many more nations than the initial 10, all right? But still it stands as the Lord signified it from the beginning, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, all right? So they receive power with the beast for 1 hour. Let's read on. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, all right? So they all have one mind, and they're going to give their power and strength unto the beast, all right? These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful. So these nations, and we're seeing things like this happen right now, the culmination of this prophecy happening, all right? It's culminating so that this prophecy can take place. All right, the words of the Heavenly Father come true, because it won't drop to the ground. All right, and they're only culminating to fight against the Heavenly Father's chosen Son. He's only begotten alongside the joint heirs being the elect to the Most High Power. Second in command being Michael, the Archangel, all right, which is going to come down with the Lord and get busy, man. He who is like the Most High, all right, it's a powerful name, Maya Allah. I always wanted that name growing up, but that's neither here nor there, man. Verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. That's a breakdown, for early in the chapter, because the horse sits upon many waters, being on the beast, right? America, which controls the beast, right? That's them giving their power for a time and a season. But this is the point. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, all right? So there's going to come a time where that one mind is going to falter, all right? And they're basically going to be, snakes in the way. They ain't going to be all joint on hand in hand no more, all right? They're going to look at America as with a vile disdain, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That going into Jeremiah 50 and 12, being they're ashamed, all right? Because ultimately they're going to destroy America. And that goes back to the vision of Pauline and her mother, all right? Which to me, my interpretation of that dream is that her mother represents the UK, all right? England. All right, as I said, them Cockneys are damn proud. Just check them out, man. You got go into the Cockney history. You got the Cockney kings and queens, right? It's it's a staple of old English culture, all right. And I grew up around Cockney, so I know them through and through. Even the way I'm speaking, if you're familiar with the way if you're from London, you know I got a Cockney twang with certain words. I say like sank or nank, as opposed to something or nothing. That's the part of various things. So anyway, that's the point. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So ultimately they're gonna, destroy her. And that's why you had her mum jump on a tank and tell her daughter, come on, let's go. All right. And even that in a sense is like saying, is egging her on to what would that chatterbox do? Speak of, she'll talk about it, all right? So, and she did. Ultimately, she said it to me, all right? So I could do this video and present it to the congregation to show you the time is short, man. And we're almost out of here, man. These things are called, the Lord is going to make a return very soon. Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. So with that, I hope you're edified to the next one. I say shalom. Yabasham Ashai, Bashama Rakak Dash, Rakata, shalom. Endure to the end, brother. Shalom, shalom, shalom.